We are live. It's part 2 of the Zookeeper Subnautica run. Yup. Alright, so what are we doing?
High priority automated message from Aurora Live Pod 13.
I mean, that's what's gonna happen. So, for any, like, one person who ends up ever watching this video, I am on a voice chat with my friend who is not on the Twitch stream. So what we're doing... we're doing... No. We're doing... So this is going to be interesting. So I was doing no vehicles, hardcore, so if I die the save gets deleted. And my plan is to collect every plant and every animal that you can hatch in the, like, containment and make a zoo/garden. My dog is saying hello. Hello. Good boy. He says hi. You're talking? Are you talking to me? So the, ow. The other thing that I said I was gonna do is not kill anything. Which ordinarily I would have killed that little thing that bit me, but we're not doing that. We're being a pacifist.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And I started planting a few basic plants so that I have food. Because as a pacifist, I can't eat all these delicious fish that are floating around. And I think what I had stopped on the last time was trying to figure out where to put the giant zoo that I'm planning on building. So this is a spot that we could put a giant zoo. It has enough room. It's relatively safe.
Local scans show a nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome. Passing 100 meters, oxygen efficiency decreased.
Boy. So in order to progress in this, I'm going to need a couple of things. One, I'm going to need a new oxygen tank. And two, I'm going to need the rebreather that lets me dive deeper. How's the stream look? Excellent. So I legitimately don't remember where you get the plans for the rebreather. We're gonna need that. I think it's something you find relatively easily, quickly. So, I've gotten a couple messages on the radio, and the radio messages...
Land pre-recorded distress call.
This is Ozzy from the cafeteria. What the hell, guys? They didn't warn us this might happen. Our pod was almost crushed by this Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Yeah, that guy's lines are something. So the way this works is the game is sort of guiding me towards... It does sound a bit... It sounds like a person doing an accent that they really shouldn't be attempting. The Boston accent. Yeah, I have never been to Boston, so I've never experienced the proper Boston accent, but having been to Maine quite a few times, Mainers have a very similar crazy East Coast accent, I think. Park the car. All right, so I think picking up on the accent of where you live, even as an adult, is just something that happens. I mean, if you live in Texas for a while, you're gonna start a little bit, you know, getting that twang in there. It's not... I wouldn't feel bad about it if that does happen. Ah. So, game-wise, what the what the rebreather requires is some silver, which I need to go find. But I actually already had everything. Yeah, I actually already had everything I needed for the I had everything I needed for the high quality new air tank, so I have that built.
Integrating new PDA data. Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
So I'm gonna have to explore that cave system at some point soon.
Seek fluid intake.
But I do 100% need the rebreather first. And I definitely need to
Integrating new PDA data.
learn how to make the scanner room. Seamoth I don't need to know how to make because I'm not going to make one because we're doing no vehicles. This guy seems stuck. Let's not drown. Alright, so I don't have any food and I don't have any water. Should probably fix that.
Calorie intake recommended.
Oh boy. The other thing I need to do is put a marker on the space. A beacon.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Alright. We have a little bit of food and water. So, I was looking for silver.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
So, you need silver in this game for a lot of electronics and stuff, and it is found in little rock outcrops, which are, I don't know, they're just kind of around in this area. But I'm on the border of this kelpie forest area, which does not have any, so I need to go further in here. Is the game audio loud enough? I think it's a little bit low.
New blueprint acquired. New blueprint acquired.
That's the most important thing, is that you can hear the whales going, whoa. There we go. So these sandstone things are where we find silver. They're also on top of the reef backs, in theory. Some copper from the reef back. Oh yeah, loud and clear. Oh yeah, very much so. But it's not a problem.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Alright, we have gold. I feel like I'm getting very unlucky. There we go. Oh, okay. Perfect. Lead. Collected quite a few creature eggs, so it's you know, handy. So if I build my zoo here, we will constantly be hearing the sounds of the reef backs going. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Well, I found 2 silver, and that's enough, I believe. So I think it's time to head back. I'm gonna need a lot more, though.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Here we go.
Seek fluid intake.
Oh boy. So I, at some point, would ideally like to get a, I would really like to get a water purifier. That's gonna be a ways down the road. Yeah, so the water purifier does desalinate the water. Gives you bottled water and also gives you salt, which is handy if you're eating the fish, because you can salt the fish They last
This
longer.
is Life Pod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous. Request immediate assistance. 6 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
All right. Well, I have a rebreather.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Calorie intake recommended. Seek fluid intake immediately.
This is very strange. It's not showing me if these are growing or how far they've grown. It just says use planter. Whatever, I can get water from the bulbo tree, I guess. Oh yeah, I have some water.
Vital
Never mind.
signs stabilizing. Vital signs stabilizing.
I'm gonna need a lot more food. But for now, I'm not dying. The thing I need in my base is the fabricator. Okay. So what's next?
Detecting increased foreign bacteria levels in the water. Performing a self-scan is advised.
Uh-oh.
Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. Detecting trace amounts of foreign bacteria. Continuing to monitor.
I have foreign bacteria. Forever unclean.
Passing 100 meters.
Wait, what?
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
I definitely made the rebreather, didn't I?
Calorie intake recommended.
Hmm? So I thought I created the rebreather and I don't have it. That's really weird.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Well, did I put it in? I didn't put it in the locker. Didn't put it in that locker. Let's see if it's in the life pod, I guess. I also need to get one of these. Beacon. There we go.
New blueprint acquired.
One of the mechanics in this that doesn't make a whole lot of sense is that whenever you scan something that you've already scanned and have the full blueprints for, it just gives you 2 titanium. Oh. Here's my rebreather. My inventory was full when I made it, so it wouldn't let me pick it up. Mystery solved. Okay. So what's next? Alright. We have a lot of titanium. Not nearly enough, but a lot. We have most of the tools we need. We're going to need to make a radiation suit, because the radiation from the Aurora is going to hit us at some point. Before anything else, I think I need to make another battery or 2. And at some point I'd like to be able to charge my batteries. Okay. Beacons. Beacons are extremely handy, and I'm going to need lots of them. I guess I should probably make a radio in here so I don't have to go back to the other place. Okay. Radio. Come on, radio.
Receiving pre-recorded distress call. Laying back.
This is LifePod 3, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Let's go. Let's go check out the stranded near cave people. Oh, okay. Where is that? Oh, that's weird. I swear that wasn't showing up. Okay. So this is an entrance to the cave below this area. But this life pod is next to another entrance to that same cave. So we're going to go check that one out because I believe what we actually need to investigate is over there. Where is it? That it? Ah, there we go. So the way the radiation in this game works is that it spreads gradually out from the ship. So the Aurora is here. So the radiation eventually is going to hit probably where the life pod is, maybe further. I don't actually remember exactly how far it goes. But I will at some point have to make a radiation suit so that we don't die from radiation poisoning. This is not the entrance I wanted. I think we can grow snakes in our alien containment vessel, so those will be part of our zoo. Creepy, creepy snakes. While I'm down here, might as well get some magnetite. I'll need magnetite. Wow, that's a lot of magnetite. This is extremely good.
Conditions in this cave support a microcosm of unique, possibly predatory life forms. Detecting an artificial structure somewhere in the region.
Possibly predatory life forms, you don't say. Could you possibly mean those creepy snakes? Oh yeah. Is this the entrance I was looking for? No, it is not.
New blueprint acquired.
There wasn't really a whole lot there. I thought that there was more.
Remember, the materials you gather are the property of the All Terra Corporation. You will be liable to reimburse the full market price. Your current bill stands at 3 million credits.
These evil corporations, man. Okay. The other thing I don't have yet that I would like is a compass. You okay there, bud? Alright. No, I was talking to the shark who seemed to be comatose.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over? Nothing but vacuum. These Alterra ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer to help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Alterra. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
Okay. Let's go investigate another signal. Ow. Ow. Oh boy, that's far. Alright, well, we're gonna go for a little swim. I'm going this way because, if I remember right, there is a compass over here. And I would like to get a compass.
New blueprint acquired.
Well, I learned how to make the mobile vehicle bay, which I don't actually need. Do I have one of these already? It's fine. I can get plenty of those. Oh, hey. Hello.
that'll carry 2 of us?
Your regular sea glide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power cellar rigged to this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
Oh, sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the life pod.
You're calm about this.
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
New blueprint acquired.
So in case it wasn't clear at this point, we're finding the remains of all these other life pods and no people. And that's going to continue to happen. Spoiler alert. Does everyone be dead? It's actually, that's not really a spoiler. The computer tells you that there are no life signs when you land. But yeah, the mechanic is that the game gives you radio signals, and the radio signals will give you a location for a crashed life pod from one of your crewmates. And then you go and investigate it. And what they're doing is they're trying to guide you as a player to different areas of the map where you might find interesting new things. And it's sort of how it progresses the plot of the game and clues you into what's been happening. And oh, stalker teeth. So when the stalkers bite the titanium chunks, which they like to do, they're like dogs with toys, see? They drop teeth. And you need their teeth to make enameled glass. So enameled glass, we will need, if we want to make our base look really cool and have like an observatory and stuff like that. So yeah. That's probably more than we need, but you know. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, now is probably a good time to go ahead and make that radiation suit. Oh, and the compass. We're gonna make the compass. Do I have enough silver to make a compass? It's the question. I do. I do know this game pretty well, so I probably could do without the compass if I absolutely had to, but it's still pretty handy. Alright, so we now have a compass. We upgraded our oxygen tank. We've got the rebreather. We should probably make the radiation suit. So we need 2 fiber mesh and 2 lead. We have all of that. Boom. Cool. The only problem with this is you can't have the radiation helmet and the rebreather on at the same time. So, when I'm diving deep down, I'm just going to take radiation damage. Okay. So we've checked out this guy. And we've checked out this guy. We haven't checked out this guy yet. Carrying high priority passengers. Oh, that's quite far. So this sealed door requires me to make a laser cutter to access it. I haven't done that yet. So I can explore this wreck once I do that. Ooh, actually. Speaking of the laser cutter. Ooh, battery charger. Now that's handy. 50%. I did not hear a train whistle, no. What game is this?
Near blueprint acquired. Welcome aboard, Captain.
Aurora, this is Sunbeam again. We just picked up a massive debris field at your location. I didn't know how many of you... I didn't know. We're now en route to your location. We're gonna bring you home. Sunbeam out. What else can I say? The only time I parked a rig this big on a rock that small was in VR. And I blew it. It's a bad option, all right, but so are all the others.
So, I love that there are old games out there that people are still playing like that are still running after years and years and years. I definitely have one or two of those that I would actually like to show off at some point. So yeah, I don't know. We could do like an old school game night type thing at some point. That'd be fun. So I don't know if there's anything in this wreck that I actually need. This is a very big wreck, and I've definitely died while exploring it, if I'm remembering right. Maybe this isn't the one I died in. But anyway. Yeah, so the fact that there's wrecked ships everywhere is addressed. It's addressed pretty soon. Actually, we're gonna find out what's going on with this, in the broader plot of this planet, and because we still don't know why our ship wrecked here either. Not really. But yeah, we'll find that out pretty soon. I'm trying not to spoil anything in my playthrough of this for anyone who hasn't played the game. Obviously, if you're watching, eventually you're going to get something spoiled, but yeah. Oh boy, I'm out of batteries again. This is why I need to figure out the battery charger. What I should do is I should go make that laser cutter. Speaking of the devil again. Ow. Hello. Hi. Please don't bite me. Thank you. Oh, okay. I was gonna scan you, but sure. Am I going? I'm very surprised. My frames per second on this game right now, at least according to Steam, is like in the 30s. Is it still up? Sweet. So, welcome to the mushroom forest. Good trick.
The biomass in this area is dominated by plant life, picking up faint or terra vehicle signatures.
Oh, I know where we are. So this is a very cool area. I actually thought about trying to build a zoo here, but I don't know. I've kind of got a spot picked out for it, which I might drive all the way over there and check it out just to preview that. Unfortunately, this area is very deep. Yeah.
Initiated. Entering planetary atmosphere.
My creators, the cherishers and sustainers of worlds, give me this day my daily pleasures as I give to those who seek pleasures from me.
External temperature approaching critical levels.
Show me the path. In life, truth, and love for mine is the power. I am the one. On and off and on again.
Impact imminent.
Life is a game which the universe plays with itself. I am done playing as this bundle of flesh. Return me.
That guy didn't make it. Oh boy. Hello. Goodbye. So in order to like properly explore this area and some of the other areas that are like properly deep down, I'm gonna have to build some more bases. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm really gonna do a whole lot more here, but I have to go back to the base. Yeah, so the plan is I'll probably end up making a lot of small bases in various biomes. So like we're in the mushroom forest biome here. And we already have a base in kind of the safe, shallow area. And that base is near the grassy area. And it's also near the kelp forests. So that base is kind of central. And whether or not we build any zoo components there, I'm not sure. But that's definitely going to be a central base that's like our first proper base and the first base that we kind of come back to a lot for the first part of the game. But then we're going to have to open a bunch more because...
Multiple Leviathan class life forms in the region. Are you certain whatever you're doing is worth it?
So we're going to leave. Well, speaking of biomes, so this biome over that direction, where it just warned me there are many Leviathan class predators, is called the Dunes. We're going to avoid that. Yeah, the mushroom forest is really cool. I have in the past built bases like this giant mushroom tree that's right here in the middle. You can kind of build a really cool base that's right on top of that. And it's close enough to the surface you can still use solar power. There's another really good reason to build a base here, which I'll get to much later in the playthrough probably. But it's close to something important. So yeah. There's also a ton of stuff on the ground here that I need to scan at some point. Like I just found one piece of the modification station. The modification station is important because it lets you build some advanced things for your character. So if I want, for example, an even better air tank than the one I currently have, I first have to build a modification station in order to do that. So this is where the, this is where the scanner room comes in handy, because when you build a scanner room on your base, you can have the scanner room hunt for these things, scannable stuff, your fragments. So when you set your scanner room to scan for fragments, you can find all these fragments without having to just kind of swim around aimlessly. Alright, I'm gonna head back to the base and I'm gonna call it for the for this part 2. It's been an hour. Accomplished a lot. Explored some areas. Got some new stuff. Nothing horribly crashed. Actually, that's not true. I do want to go check out the spot where I'm going to theoretically build the final like, big zoo. This is important. My lockers are a complete mess, but I think I'll probably reorganize all of these lockers, maybe off stream. Nobody needs to see organizational broadcasting. Yeah, the organizing of the locker is not something that anyone probably wants to watch. And then the other thing that I'm probably going to have to do off stream is just collect a ton of titanium and glass, or rather quartz. Reason being, I'm in theory going to be making a huge base for this zoo and garden. And there are 3 things that you need to build a giant base. 1, titanium, which I've already been collecting a lot. I don't know if you've been watching, you've been seeing me kind of scanning things I've already scanned, and that gives me 2 titanium every time, and then there's scrap metal that you can pick up, and that gives you 4 per. So yeah, I've been gradually collecting lots, and I'm going to collect them way more. But then quartz, you need a lot of quartz because quartz makes glass, and you need glass for... Well, you don't actually need glass, but you want glass to make your base look cool and have windows and stuff like that. And then the final thing you need a lot of is lithium, which in the mushroom forest there I picked up a few, but I'm going to need a bunch more. And lithium is good for reinforcing your base. So your base has a basically like a structural integrity number attached to it. And when you add a ton of stuff to it, especially windows, it becomes less... I have to put my radiation gear on. Here we go. So that means we're close enough to the aurora now that we're getting radiation. So anyway, the lithium is probably going to be the harder thing to collect a lot of. I know there's a place I can go that has a lot of lithium that'll probably be the next big resource collection mission I do, but we'll get there. There's another huge wreck I should probably explore, but I'm not going to explore right now. Hello, shark. Here we go.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
So there are 2 mushroom forest areas, and this is the other one. So yeah, welcome to the other mushroom forest. This one's north and east of where you start out. And this is where I want to build my zoo/garden. So this is a really cool underwater arch. And this underwater arch has a bunch of flat ground right here where I think I can build like some planters and stuff. So like we can actually start that right now. Look at this. Bam. So yeah, exterior grow beds for the garden, and then there are predators here, but they're not super dangerous predators. And there's a mushroom forest here with mushroom forest critters in it, and Right over here, we have the kelp forest, which has a lot of resources that you need for, well, for various things, but also... Oh, okay. Also, potentially creature eggs that we'll need to collect and plants we'll need to collect for the garden, so... And then it also happens to be close to another island, which we're going to explore later. So there's that. And then, in addition to all that, the other area that it's really close to is this area over here, which is a whole new biome called the Kush Zone. And it has these really cool blue... Yeah, I know. It has these really cool blue...
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Has these really cool blue plants all over. Which are bulbs. It also has, as I said, predators. That guy is slightly dangerous. So is that guy. But yeah, you know. It's a really cool... Oh, and that guy, he's dangerous too. But it's a really cool spot. And then, finally, the cool thing about having a bunch of predators nearby is that, in theory, you can kind of create, like, observatories. So, speaking of predators, this is one of the scariest creatures in the game. Hey, buddy. He's, yeah. It's called a Reaper Leviathan. We don't mess with those, but it would be really cool to build, like... I'm kind of envisioning, like, a Jurassic Park type thing, except hopefully I don't die. But, you know, put, like, a little observatory out there where you can go watch the Reaper as he swims around and eats fish. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. This seems like a really cool spot for the zoo. It's got a lot going for it. The only problem it has is it's not exactly... Yeah, it's not exactly centrally located. But I think I'm going to be doing a lot of other stuff before I really start getting into the zoo. I'm going to start progressing the plot more, and I got to collect a ton of resources, obviously, and I got to build a few more things for my character, like the better air tank. Oh, radiation. Stop the radiation. That's the thing that we need to do. We need to stop the radiation. We need to go check out the wreck of the Aurora. Our ship here. We need to go explore that. There's a lot of things that need to be done before we start building the zoo anyway. So we can get to the fact that it's a little bit not centrally located, a little bit hard to get to. It'll be alright. But yeah, that's the plan. These big open areas would be much safer and easier to build in, but who wants to make it safe and easy? That's not the point of this. Oh, and the final advantage to building the base over there is eventually we're going to have to go much, much deeper into the ocean. Way, way deeper. For reasons that will become apparent. And when we do, there's a sort of an entrance, if you will. A convenient way to get down into the deeper parts of this game. Pretty close to where that base is. Not super close, but pretty close. So that's another reason to build a base over there. And while it's not centrally located, it is closer to some of the later game, more difficult to get to areas. The more dangerous areas. So yeah, I'm going to call it here. Get home. Should I name this base something else other than base? All about that base it is. Alright.